For many thousands of years, the secret was known only by a few. There is a force within, and you were born with it. They call it Kundalini. It lies dormant in the sacrum bone at the base of your spine. When the Kundalini is awakened, it rises through your spinal cord and up. How can you know the meaning of your life if you're not connected to the power that created you? You feel it as a cool breeze.
Nobel thought basically about peace as absence of war. But I assure you that peace is much more than absence of war. Until we have the inner peace in ourselves, we can never have an outer peace in the world. And the safest and best way of finding world peace is to have mass movements that includes all religions and philosophies, all enterprises, whether they are political or scientific. And that's what we're talking about tonight. Self-realization. What does self-realization mean? Well, it means that we are realizing something, but what is the self? Ladies and gentlemen, the self in us is the divine cosmic powers that exists in each and every individual, but which is dormant in most people around the world. The spiritual leaders from ancient laws, they knew about this, and they spoke about this. But this secret of secret has been suppressed deliberately until Shri Mataji, with great courage and great wisdom, being an old soul, who decided by herself to come back to the earth at this critical time in our history in order to share her knowledge and wisdom, which is the Sahaja Yoga, which is instant self-realization, which is to activate the dormant principle that we all have, the Kundalini, and have the Kundalini to raise up, and thus we become what it says in the Bible: you are created in my image.
Mio figlio, che ha 14 anni, quando sono venuta qua ieri per incontrare lei, mi ha chiesto chi è la grande madre. Non gli ho saputo rispondere. Gli può rispondere lei?
Actually, see, at this time of the world, people are seeking. It's a special time. When the seekers are born, they are seeking the truth. They are not interested in other things, but they just want to know what is the absolute truth is. And that is what I have to give the answer. And I have come for that work.
Shri Mataji è nata nel cuore dell'India, vicino alla città di Nagpur, nello stato del Maharashtra.
Actually, I was born like this.
Sono nata così, in una famiglia, come dire, molto illuminata. Mio padre era un uomo di grande spiritualità. Fu chiamato a far parte dell'Assemblea Costituente e fu poi un membro del Parlamento. Conosceva moltissime lingue. Era un grande studioso. Mia madre è stata una grande matematica.
When Shri Mataji reached the age of 4, the family migrated to Nagpur, a much bigger town where she joined a missionary school. It was at Nagpur that P.K. Salve and his wife Cornelia decided to join the Indian movement for independence with full gusto. The decision brought about a sea change in the lifestyle of the whole family. From a position of wealth and affluence, the Salves voluntarily chose a life of austerity.
We never grudged and never grumbled and never said that our father should have looked after us and done something. Why did he just sacrifice everything for the country? Never, never, never. That quality was created, I should say, by Mahatma Gandhi. He made everybody so transformed into a new personality. I must say Gandhiji had a special charm. I don't know how he managed. He was like touch of Midas, touched anybody, he became transformed.
Fu il padre a portarla a vedere Gandhi quando lei era ancora una bambina. Il Mahatma riconobbe qualcosa di unico in lei e la bambina passò molto tempo accanto a lui nell'ashram.
My father had taken all the children to Mahatma Gandhi, and Mahatma Gandhi said, "You have a big team with you." He said, my father said, "All right, it's all for your work." She said, "All right, give me one." And he picked me out. Once I had to speak when I was 7 years of age for Mahatma Gandhi's fasting, and I spoke to thousands of people. And I told them how we should forget about caste system and how we should marry each other.
Mahatma Gandhi was extremely fond of children and had a special affection for the intelligent and quick-witted Nirmala. Over the years, the interaction she had with the Mahatma shaped her ideas and philosophy to quite an extent. In Sahaja Yoga, you will find quite a bit of Gandhian thinking.
Throughout, if you study the way all these people were brought up, there's one thing very common, is sacrifice.
Young Nirmala was also seized with the nationalistic zeal. She was always extremely energetic and was a natural leader among her peers. In 1942, during the Quit India movement, she participated in many daring episodes of picketing and was also part of an underground group that carried out many secret missions.
Because we were all college students and we all wanted to stop the colleges. Then somehow or other we got into another kind of mysterious acting. We used to distribute bulletins, used to call them. We used to call them bullets, and spread disorder among students. That time students were very alert that we should have our independence, we should be a free country, and people were not so dishonest that they are now.
In the year 1947, P.K. Salve was a member of the Central Legislative Assembly at Delhi, while Nirmala was studying in her 4th year of medicine at Lahore. Nirmala Salve and C.P. Srivastava married in a simple civil ceremony. In the early years of her marriage, Nirmala Salve lived like a normal housewife. They soon had 2 lovely daughters, Kalpana and Sadhana, and Nirmala's life was woven around their upbringing and education. Shri Mataji was right beside C.P. Srivastava. She was no silent housewife. In fact, she took active interest in the affairs of the state and was part of many a discussion which eventually shaped the national policy. In the meanwhile, Shri Mataji was readying herself for a much larger role in the world. Until now, she had been an excellent wife and a loving mother, but it was time to fulfill her true destiny. The deep questions of the universe and the self had been gnawing in her heart for a long time. On the 5th of May 1970, on a lonely beach of Nargol, about 150 kilometers from Mumbai, all of a sudden, she had an incredible moment of self-realization. And in that moment of immense clarity, she saw a vision of the indescribable ultimate. Thus was born Sahaja Yoga, a wonderful, joyous means of achieving self-realization, a new way of life, a glittering path to happiness, health, and the fulfillment of pure desires. In 1974, Mr. C.P. Srivastava was elected as the Secretary General of the International Maritime Organization in London. Sahaja Yoga found an international platform.
It all worked out. Why my husband should get a job in England, that I should go with him there. There I meet people of that kind. It's a fragrance of spirituality which spreads.
And soon the world began to discover the amazing truth of Shri Mataji's teachings. Starting with a few seekers, she began to help people get self-realization by raising their kundalini.
Those who have felt cool breeze in their hands.
Quelli che hanno sentito della brezza fresca sulle mani o sulla testa possono alzare tutte e due le mani. Così tanti. Che Dio vi benedica.
L'esperienza unica della realizzazione del sé avviene quando l'energia primordiale, chiamata Kundalini, è in maniera corretta risvegliata da Shri Mataji o da qualcun altro che abbia già sperimentato e approfondito questo stesso processo. La Kundalini è l'energia della nostra ascesa, collocata nell'osso triangolare, chiamato dai greci sacro, ed è il potere del puro desiderio.
It's the power of desire, of the ultimate desire, the only desire, the real desire that we have within ourselves. This is the state where we should realize that affluence, if it was our desire, is not the real desire. Because when we got the affluence, we should have been very happy and joyous people, but we are not. And the basics of economics is that wants in particular may be satiable, but in general they are never satiable. Means matter cannot satisfy your wants. So what is the want? What is the seeking one has is hidden in this power, and that is the seeking to become one with God, the yoga, the union with God. This power is to be shaken within you. It is to be awakened within you. If it is awakened within you, it rises.
Una volta risvegliata, la Kundalini si alza spontaneamente e attraversa 6 centri sottili, chiamati chakra. Quando poi passa attraverso l'osso della fontanella, sulle sommità del capo e sulle mani, si può avvertire una brezza fresca. Per il desiderio di offrire la realizzazione del sé al genere umano attraverso Sahaja Yoga, Shri Mataji ha viaggiato instancabilmente in tutto il mondo per anni e anni.
Non sono qui per prendere nulla da voi. Né per chiedervi voti. Non sono un politico. Sono qui per darvi la chiave della vostra ricchezza. C'è una grande evoluzione interiore che si sta manifestando. È silenziosa, gioiosa e sta per cambiare l'intera umanità. Prendete cura di voi stessi.
Would you please welcome the lady acclaimed as India's greatest living saint, the mother of Sahaja Yoga, Shri Mataji. Possible to say what is Sahaja Yoga?
Sahaja. Saha means with, Ja is born with. Within us is the power which can give us the status of a spirit. We are not yet the spirit. We are at a human level, and in the evolutionary process we have to now have the breakthrough to become the spirit. When you become the spirit, the light of the spirit guides you. You become your own master, you become your own guru. You don't have to have any guru for that.
How do you think that people have arrived in so many conclusions that they call religions? And what is the connection between this way of approaching ourselves, of the truth which is one, and your old tradition in your country, which I assume is India?
Now, in all the religions and scriptures is written that you have to transform, you have to be born again. Every religion has said that. But it is not just a certificate. You cannot take just a certificate, I am born again. It is something that actualizes, by which you develop a new state of your mind, state of your being, by which you become the spirit. And there are powers of the spirit which you manifest. It's not just talking and giving sermons and lectures, but it is something that's an actualization, is a living process.
I think we Greeks belong to what we call the east part of philosophy, of religions. This is a system which is mostly esoteric, which is seeking inside. I think this is quite relevant and close to the very ancient Indian tradition. Now, how close do you think these very old religious systems are? I'm talking about the pagan, our own ancestors, before Christianity, even the Jewish or the other Hindu, Buddhist, and the rest, you know.
You see, especially in Greece, you had the ancient system of worshipping the goddess Athena. Now in Sanskrit, Atha means the primordial. So to us, she is the primordial mother, that we call in our language as Adishakti. She is the primordial mother. And she has, you must see a snake in her shield and also in her hand. That is the symbol of this power within you which lies dormant in your triangular bone called as sacrum. So the Greeks knew about it, no doubt, because otherwise they would not have called her Athena. In our scriptures, Greece is called as Manipur, means the navel of the universe.
Certainly, it was a surprise for me to see that you come here to preach our own ancient gods. What are you telling us about Athena is that the serpents with Greek gods are very familiar creatures.
Yes.
Having to do with medicine. Now, what is the message of Athena coming from you again nowadays?
She is the one who was trying to push her spear into the fontanelle bone of Zeus. Now, that's exactly what Sahaja Yoga is. This power, which we call as Kundalini, because it is like a serpent. It's an energy that moves like a serpent. You see, more symbolic it is, not the serpent actually. This is the power which is the reflection of Athena within us. And when she rises, she goes and hits here and opens out your fontanelle bone. That's actualization of the baptism as described in Christianity. By that, then you are connected with that subtle energy which is all-pervading. For the first time, you start feeling that cool breeze in your hand, which is described as the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost. The Holy Ghost is the same as Athena, but I think Christians could not connect it with that. She is the same.
You have referred to yoga, and of course in this part of the world we are more or less familiar. Now, for those who are less, I would like you to give us some ideas about the wide spectrum of what we would call yoga.
You see, yoga is where you unite. It's the union between yourself with the divine is yoga. That's the real spiritual yoga. All other yogas like physical yogas and all that is a wee part of what one Patanjali wrote. It's a very wee part that to cleanse your body and all that is there. People used to get self-realization, all right. But one master had only one disciple. Gradually it started in a way that they started talking about it. From the, I think, 12th century it became more open. When they started talking about it, they couldn't give a mass realization. So the only thing that I have done is to work out the permutations and combinations of human nature, by which I have understood how to give a mass realization. And that's the only achievement of modern Sahaja Yoga. Sahaja Yoga is an ancient system in India, also must have been here because the way the sacrum bone is there and she's having all those things. But the practice of that may not have been so open, might have been secretive in those days, where they were giving realization to people. And it's ancient times, thousands of years back. So, but in India we have still maintained all those traditions.
Dunque abbiamo visto che tra il folto pubblico che ha seguito l'avvenimento e che è riuscito a raggiungere la Kundalini c'erano anche dei bambini. Ora sentiamo, è pericoloso il suo tipo di yoga per i bambini? È uno yoga adatto alle famiglie oppure c'è qualche rischio nel far riemergere questa Kundalini?
Not at all. Children do it much better. They are the best, but they have to be realized souls. There are many children who are born realized nowadays.
Now let everyone come into peace. Now all those who have kissed should go back.
Now we are facing little children. They are the ones who are going to lead humanity into some great advancement. The humanity has to be looked after. They are tomorrow's humanity. And we are today's. And what are we giving to them for them to follow? What is their aim in life? Very, very difficult to say. But with the Sahaja Yoga, they will all go in the proper way.
Another thing is, we should not use things made by machines so much. Try to avoid as far as possible. These machines have created so many problems for us. We should wear something that is made by hand or by people who are using small little you can call ordinary machines, which does not require so much of smoke to come out. We should be very conscious of ecological problems as surgeons. Everywhere you go, you find so much of pollution. How to fight this pollution is to be paying attention to the ecology. Are we producing all those things which is spoiling the atmosphere? We are responsible. We have to do it. Who is going to do it? We have to look after the atmosphere which is filled with all nonsensical things and take to a lifestyle which lifestyle will be simpler, by which we don't use so many vehicles and so many things which are creating problems. There are so many ways by which we can really be very supportive of this ecological problem, because it is a part of our responsibility. For this organization, tell them. If you are really seeking the truth, this is the best time when at the end of this millennium you can really understand what is the truth is.
Perché se siete dei ricercatori genuini della verità, questa è veramente l'occasione a questo fine millennio per scoprire che cosa sia la verità.
By becoming the spirit, what happens is that you get connected to the all-pervading divine power.
e attraverso questo processo noi diventiamo connessi con questo potere divino onnipervadente.
They have talked about it. They have talked in all the religions about this divine power.
Di cui tutte le religioni e le scritture hanno parlato.
But nobody has been able to really explain how to reach there.
Ma nessuno è stato mai in grado di spiegare come arrivare a questo tipo di connessione.
If it is possible to achieve that.
E se è possibile arrivare a questo?
Einstein has talked about it.
Einstein ne ha parlato.
He says that there's a torsion area beyond our mind.
E ha parlato di un'area, un campo di torsione che esiste oltre, al di là della nostra mente.
And the ideas come from the torsion area.
E le idee, diciamo le ispirazioni, ci provengono da questo campo di torsione.
And when it comes from torsion area, the scientist can work it out. They can find out. They should not live only on the rational plane.
Ed è proprio da questo campo di torsione che gli scienziati stessi ottengono le loro ispirazioni anche a livello scientifico.
They can verify it.
E poi possono verificare.
They should research it.
E poi ricercano.
He himself said that the theory of relativity dawned upon him from the torsion area.
E Einstein stesso ha ammesso che questa la teoria della relatività gli è pervenuta proprio da questo campo di torsione.
Most of the scientists get their ideas from the torsion area.
E ha affermato che la maggioranza degli scienziati sanno che le loro illuminazioni, diciamo, provengono da questo campo di torsioni.
Volevo fare una domanda importante. Gli scienziati russi che cosa hanno pensato?
Two of them, very prominent physicists, they were physicists, very prominent people, came to my program.
E ci sono stati due fisici molto famosi che sono andati al programma di Shri Mataji.
And they were looking out for this torsion area.
I quali appunto stavano facendo delle ricerche sul campo di torsione.
And they saw in my photograph lots of light coming and spreading all over from my head.
E hanno visto proprio sulla testa di Shri Mataji delle luci che si emanavano.
They also felt the cool breeze coming out of their heads.
E poi hanno sentito una forte brezza fresca che proveniva dalla loro testa.
And they were amazed and they openly declared that I am the source of cosmic energy.
E hanno dichiarato pubblicamente che Shri Mataji è la sorgente della energia cosmica.
E adesso facciamo un esame energetico del paziente con la tecnica chiamata elettroagopuntura secondo Fall. Con questo apparecchio misuriamo l'energia presente sui meridiani di questa paziente e dalla misurazione possiamo capire se la paziente ha un normale flusso di energia. Questo è il quadro generale della paziente. Adesso mi hanno chiesto di effettuare una seconda prova di questo test facendo tenere in mano questa foto.
Quindi la foto è la foto di Shri Mataji che noi conosciamo.
Allora, questo è l'esame della paziente tenendo in mano questa foto. Io non so chi sia questa persona, però è una cosa incredibile. Guardate la differenza, prima il test senza foto, ecco, questa è la differenza tra due test, è una cosa incredibile. C'è stato qualcosa che ha modificato il suo stato energetico, però non
può
so
essere
che
stato
cosa.
un effetto placebo, cioè
No,
un effetto di suggestione della paziente, per esempio.
È impossibile, guardate l'effetto che si ha se noi cambiamo, se noi diamo un foglio qualsiasi. Sì. È impossibile, questa macchina è una macchina come della verità, adesso dopo posso far vedere alcune cose. Cioè in pratica la paziente torna come prima.
Quindi soltanto tenendo in mano la foto la paziente cambia, addirittura
Sì, la paziente acquista, è come se facesse terapia. Confermo che c'è un effetto di regolarizzazione dell'energia. Poi bisogna vedere prossimamente se rimane stabile, però la paziente toccando quella foto si normalizza. In teoria, portando questa foto sempre addosso, i suoi sistemi regolatori si regolarizzano da solo, senza farmaci. In teoria sta sempre bene.
Oh, questa se è successo mai con altre foto, con una cosa del genere?
Non ho mai visto, l'ho trovato di tutto. Ecco, in questo oggetto c'è qualche cosa che altera l'energia della paziente.
Quindi diciamo che gli studi degli scienziati russi sono confermati da questa macchina.
Sì.
Я должен сказать несколько слов. Что же за эта академия? Кто в нее входит? Входят ученые, художники всех направлений, музыка, живопись, графика, архитектура. Но есть и почетные члены академии. Их мало, очень мало. Единственная женщина в мире, единственная, кто избран почетным членом нашей академии, Shri Mataji.
Uno degli effetti del risveglio della Kundalini è stato quello di aiutare persone affette da dipendenze di tutti i tipi, dall'alcol alle droghe, o colpite da malattie come il diabete o il cancro. Sono stati compiuti studi scientifici che hanno mostrato gli effetti fisiologici di Sahaja Yoga come forma di meditazione. Altri studi hanno mostrato risultati molto interessanti, in particolare su 2 specifiche malattie, l'asma e l'ipertensione. Il riequilibrio della pressione alta si è verificato con una incidenza mai prima constatata con altre forme di rilassamento o meditazione.
How the awakening of Kundalini cures incurable diseases.
When she rises, she passes through your subtle centers, which are 6 above the Kundalini, by which she nourishes those centers. That's how you get cured. Physically, mentally, emotionally, all our problems come from human beings. And the human beings' problems come from their centers. So if these centers are nourished, they are all right. That is how it works. It's important, very important, to find out about yourself, about others, in the meditation. How to do meditation, many people ask me. Don't do anything. To just go into thoughtless awareness. If you can get into that condition of thoughtless awareness, you've done your job. Because that's the point where you are with the truth, with the reality, with the joy, with everything that is so fundamental. Meditation is something silencing yourself, silencing your thoughts, and going to that deep ocean which is within you itself. If you are in thoughtless awareness, what happens to you is that you get the confidence. Looking at anything, if you are thoughtlessly aware, then you really become reflective about it. Just works out that way. I don't know how far you can remain in that condition. But even for a second you can achieve it. You start achieving it more. Very important to become thoughtlessly aware, because then there are no thoughts coming from the left or right, from the present or the future. Just in the present you are there. It's something you all have. It's not that I'm saying that to you, but all of you have this.
My father used to ask me, what do you dream? I said, I want to meet all the seekers of the world. That's what I want, all over the world, all the nations.
This is the blessing of your own seeking. So the time has come for all of you to become divine. Enjoy yourself, make others enjoy you.